What's happening, boys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so we started the show off with a Bloodline vignette, and honestly this felt like we jumped in a time machine and went 2 or 3 years back, because this felt like when the Bloodline was unstoppable. And basically this vignette was about how dangerous Jacob Fatu is to Roman Reigns and his title reign. And the Usos warn him how dangerous Fatu can be. He's unhinged, as Jey Uso said, which we will see later in the show. He is a bit unhinged, I won't lie. But yeah, this felt like a really good vignette. I enjoyed it personally. And yeah, that was a great opening segment to Monday Night Raw. And then we had a pretty good segment between Bron Breakker and Seth Rollins. Basically, Bron Breakker was saying that Seth Rollins used him and Bronson Reed while they were in the Vision to do Seth Rollins' dirty work, which 100% is a fact. That is so true. It's so valid. But this promo escalated into these two glazing each other, to be honest. It was kind of weird. Seth Rollins was saying that Bron Breakker had everything to succeed in the business. He has the look, he's got the power, he's got the strength, but he doesn't have a brain. And this is where this promo kind of went. They would say something really to big each other up, and then they'd completely just add a slide dig at the end. Bron Breakker's was that Seth Rollins won all the accolades, he's won titles, he's won Money in the Bank, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but then he goes on to say that he's the best. And then he takes a pause and he goes at being at second place, which is a side dig. It didn't really hit home for me, but I can kind of understand where it was going. And then Seth Rollins got a little bit more personal towards the end of the promo. He went to Bron Breakker that he's not even the second best Steiner, which obviously his dad's Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner's his uncle. If you didn't know that, there you go. Which I guess was kind of personal, but I found it more funny than anything, but I guess it worked. But this promo kind of fell flat for me. It was good with the intensity, but what they were saying just wasn't hard hitting enough. And then we had a match between Rusev and Penta, and before I talk about the match, I just want to talk about Penta's ring gear. Oh my god, it looks sick. It looked like the Intercontinental Championship, but I assume that's the design he was going for. But the match was pretty standard. It was not bad at all. There was nothing to write home about, but there were some cool spots. Penta done his head stand thing in the top of the rope and then kicked onto Rusev, which was pretty cool. But the end of the match I really did like. It was actually really creative and quite smart from Penta. Rusev went for the accolade, Penta slipped out of it, and he went for a springboard, and he just held onto the ropes. He didn't actually springboard, and Rusev went for the match kick and then got rolled up. It was actually a really creative finish. I really liked it. It was quite smart. But yeah, the match was not bad at all, but I really did like the finish. So after his loss, Rusev decided he'd had enough and he just batters Penta. And Ethan Page is once again sitting ringside, and he comes into the ring and he's going to help Rusev, and Rusev's like, get out, I'll do this on my own. So Ethan Page is like, yeah, I'm not having any beef with you, Rusev, I'm out. So he leaves the ring and Penta fights back a little bit because Rusev's distracted, and then Penta gets blindsided by Ethan Page after trying to fight back Rusev, and they team up on Penta, and then Javon Evans' music hits, he comes out, saves Penta, and I assume we might have a tag team match coming up. I don't know if that's going to be next Monday, a backlash thing between Ethan Page and Rusev versus Penta and Javon Evans. Hopefully it's not that. Hopefully we get a fatal 4-way between Javon Evans, Penta and Rusev and Ethan Page. That's what I really want. I'm kind of seeing the dots getting connected. We're getting a tag team match instead, which I don't mind, but I would rather have the fatal 4-way. And then we had a Becky Lynch promo where she issued an open challenge for her Intercontinental Championship, and I'm like, ooh, are we getting an NXT call-up coming out here, or are we going to get someone big? And to be honest, we got someone quite big. We got Io Sky, and I'm like, yes, finally, she's back into the main event picture nearly. And I'm like, this is going to be a good match. People think this is a dream match, and I don't disagree. But Becky's like, I didn't want you. I wanted someone better. She wanted Rhea Ripley, and I was like, oh, come on, you can't be saying that to you. She's one of the best on the roster. But we do get the match between Io Sky and Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship, and genuinely, this could have been on a pay-per-view. I wouldn't have batted an eyelid if this was on a pay-per-view. This was that type of quality of match. For people, like I say, this is a dream match. How we got this on Raw, I'll never know. But it was solid. There was a lot of good spots in this. We even got the 2.99 kick out from Io Sky off of the manhandle slam. That was pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying this with a bit of hope that Io Sky has stopped doing that suicide dive to the outside, because that looks dangerous. because Becky Lynch intercepted it this time with a forearm, which I did not mind. I do not want to see that again, because last time she nearly broke her neck. But we also got in a really cool spot where Io Sky done that really cool moonsault to the outside from the apron. Like, that was pretty cool. But as it is, all good things have to come to an end, as Asuka costs Io Sky the Intercontinental Championship by pulling her off the ring apron and then rolling her back in. Becky hits her with a manhandle slam, 1, 2, 3, the match is done. But then Asuka gets in the ring and absolutely viciously attacks Io Sky, hitting her with that Asuka lock, and that thing is malicious. Like, it looks dangerous. Like, it looks dangerous for once again, which is really good. Asuka looks like a threat, and I don't know where this feud's gonna go, because now Kairi Sane's out of the picture. Like, it makes no sense for them to be feuding, but we'll see where it goes. They've got a match booked for Backlash, but will that be the end of the feud? I don't know. We might see a Kairi Sane return, but I'm really doubtful of that, because I'm seeing reports she's already returned to Japan. But yeah, we'll see where this one goes. And then we had a really fun debut for Joe Hendry, sang a song about firing Logan Paul. Like, it was funny. I enjoyed it. And then Logan Paul come out like a rabid dog. Like, he was crazy. He's like, "You can't fire me." Like, he was like going crazy. And he gets in the ring with Joe Hendry along with Austin Theory, and they basically just beat the shit out of him. I'm going to keep it simple. But out of nowhere, the Street Profits come again. Like, I'm assuming this storyline is going to be that the Street Profits won a shot at the Tag Team Championships. They've came out with Rollins, and now they've came out to save Joe Hendry against the Vision twice. That's the only way I can see this going. But yeah, an interesting segment. The song was fun. Like, can we fire Logan Paul? Don't actually. Then we had a pretty fun match between El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio still moves like he's in his prime. Honestly, I can't get over how quick he moves. Like, he's unbelievable. Like, I don't know how that man can still go, and he's like 50-something now. I might be like completely wrong on how old he is in his 50s, but I know he's up there. But honestly, pretty crazy. But one thing I do have to say about this match is they really need to sort out the roles between the El Grande Americanos from Triple A to Raw, because on Triple A, El Grande Americano, the tall one, Ludwig Kaiser, allegedly, is the babyface, and Chad Gable, allegedly, is the heel. But on Raw, Chad Gable is the babyface and Ludwig Kaiser's the heel. Like, what are they doing there? Like, why are they doing that? Why don't they just turn them face and heel? Like, I don't get that. But we'll see where this goes. On Triple A, this feud is amazing. On Raw, absolutely no one cares. They get zero reaction. But stick to Triple A, because that is where it's at for them too. I think they can go crazy there. But in America, they're just getting absolutely no pop whatsoever. But the actual match itself was alright. El Grande Americano tried to use the metal plate, and Rey 619'd him. Then he tried to use it again, and OG Americano, that's what I'm going to refer to Chad Gable as for now, because it's getting confusing. But yeah, he tried to take the plate off Big El Grande Americano, and then Rey won the match and tucked away the metal plate. So I assume that might have implications for Triple A, because like that might be storyline based. Like, he no longer has the metal plate, so what's he going to do? Honestly, I think they should just keep this on Triple A, because it gets absolutely no reaction from the American crowds. But yeah, not a bad match. And then we had a match between Grayson Waller and Obafemi, because Grayson Waller opened his big mouth and got hit with karma quick. And quite frankly, he got buried this match. He actually got destroyed. It was pretty brutal. He went for that rolling, like, stunner and got caught. And, I mean, like, he actually got tossed like a javelin. Like, jeez. And then hit with a fall from grace. The match was over. And then Oba done something interesting. He cut a promo and decided that he was going to do an open challenge. And my opinion on this might surprise you. I'm not a big fan of this. Like, an open challenge is just going to be against jobbers, essentially. Like, from what I can see, and like, he's got to lose at some point, I reckon, because it's an open challenge. Like, I mean, it's not for a title, but I just don't get the premise of it, unless it's against like really good talent, and putting on like 5-star matches. I just don't see that. He could easily be fighting for championships, because he's just like retired Brock Lesnar. Like, this seems like a waste of time to me personally. That's just an opinion. If you disagree, you disagree, but that's my opinion. And then we had a backstage segment with the Judgment Day, and Liv Morgan was basically saying how Roxanne should not be too worried that Finn Balor got betrayed by the Judgment Day because he brought her in, and they're all going to stick together. But then out of nowhere, Liv leaves and Finn Balor comes in and he's like, you need to like get out of here, like you need to leave the Judgment Day, which it plants a seed for Roxanne's face turn, which I would not mind at all. She works a lot better as a heel though. I don't understand why they turn her face, but I could see it happening just for the sake of getting a Judgment Day feud. But yeah, it was a decent segment. I really like that they planted this seed here, especially in her hometown, because like the pop if she did turn tonight would have been crazy. And then we had a match between Bayley and Lyra versus the Judgment Day, and this wasn't a bad match at all. I'm pretty sure it was just for the sake to get Roxanne on the show, but genuinely there was some really good wrestling in this between Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. They hit a really nice tag team move. They done like a Russian leg sweep into a big boot. Like, it was quite nice. And probably the best part about this match was how much love Roxanne Perez got from her hometown. Like, she got tagged in and they popped like something crazy had happened. Like, genuinely, it was really good to see. Because you don't see a hometown wrestler win often in their hometown. It's like a weird curse in WWE and just wrestling in general. Like, they just don't like putting them over in their hometown crowd, which is kind of weird. Like, you'd expect them to do that just for the pop, but yeah, it is what it is. The match was alright. Liv Morgan cost Bayley by stringing her up on the ropes, and Roxanne hit a Shining Wizard into a Pop Rocks, which was very clean, and it picked up the win for the Judgment Day. I did think the face turn was coming tonight, but it didn't happen. We're going to see what happens there. Maybe a backlash or something, but I can see the seed being planted that Roxanne is going to turn face, although I think she works better as a heel, like I said previously. We're on to the main event where Roman Reigns came out alone, which I was kind of surprised to see, but pleasantly surprised to see that he was doing things on his own without Jimmy and Jay. But he cut a really good promo about how he's elevated the World Championship, and it was basically a secondary championship before his reign, which, I mean, is pretty true, let's not lie. He literally called it the loser's belt when it was introduced. Like, he's not far wrong. But yeah, it was a pretty good promo about how he got elevated, and he's got it on WrestleMania Night 2 in the main event. Like, he's not wrong. He definitely has elevated it already. Like, it feels important straight away. But yeah, Jacob Fatu interrupts his promo, and he comes out and he's ready for business. He's like, he's made his decision. Didn't take no minute, take no hour. He literally was ready to make the decision about facing Roman at Backlash. And yeah, he says that he's ready, and Roman's like, you're not ready, you just aren't ready. Then he goes psycho. He turns unhinged. He like grabs Roman's neck, and I haven't seen this in a long time in WWE. He literally choked Roman out, like full on, like hands around the neck, choked him out. Like, it was kind of like brutal. Like, I was like, whoa. I was like, Jesus. Like, at first, I thought he grabbed his beard, but no, he was choking the shit out of him. But yeah, it was pretty cool with a visual of Jacob Fatu picking up the World Championship, and then Roman's like, I accept your challenge. Like, he could barely like breathe, but he was like, Jacob, I accept your challenge. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be a good Backlash match. I can't lie, I think these two will work well together. But yeah, that was Raw. And that is it for my Raw review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my opinions. There were some controversial ones in there tonight, but it is what it is. Hopefully it didn't piss you off too much, or maybe you agree. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and yeah, root toot in a movie.